Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and good evening, gamers. From all demographics, whether you're black, white, Caucasian. Yes, I said white already, but Caucasian is different because Caucasian is more politically correct, and that is the only difference between the two. Whether you're African American, and yes, I know I said black too, but black and African American are completely different because, let's face it, folks, some of you that are black have no ties or any actual knowledge of anything going on in Africa right now, so let's quit playing this African American title up and just call you black. Yes, I know, I'm black. Let's just move on, okay? Whether you're Mexican, Asian, or any other type of demographic, whether you're a penguin on the North Pole sitting on his ass somehow watching a video, I don't know how that's possible, but if you were, whether you're someone who spends thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars on video games, video game accessories, and things of that nature, or someone who goes on Amazon.com penny pinching, trying to get the nearest to nothing deal that you possibly can to save money from falling out of your pocket. This video and message is important for you to hear. Because let's say you go out and you buy something like this. And no, not a piece of crap folder. I'm talking about what is on the cover of the folder, which is a car. Yes, this car may be more expensive than the car that you have, but let's just say this car. Would you buy any car for that matter, even the car that you bought, would you have bought it if it only had 3 tires and 3 rims? Now you're probably wondering, what does this have to do with video games? Just rock with this for now, okay? Let's say you bought that, okay? But the only way you could get that 4th tire and that 4th rim was to open your trunk. Now some of you are probably wondering, oh, it's just a spare, right? Lots of car companies do that. What's the problem? No, you see, there's these 2 latches. The left side is covering the rim and the right side is covering the tire. That's right, folks, the rim and tire aren't even on each other. They're separate. And there's these 2 little credit card scanners on each one. And you go zip on one, and you lose $200 immediately off your credit card, and then the latch opens up, and you now have your tire. And then zip, you do it again, and now what? Another $200 gone, but you now have your tire. Well, your rim, for that matter. And now, for another $50, you can have the dealer themselves put said tire and rim combo together, and then put it on your car. Now, would you ever in your life even put up with that corporate BS? No, you wouldn't. But that is a good logic of thinking, that you wouldn't put up for that corporate BS. I understand that. However, why is it that each time Capcom practiced the same exact business practice upon you, the consumer, you just shovel that money right on out there? And you're probably wondering to yourself, no I don't. Well, let me break it down for you. Super Street Fighter 4, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, all had content already on the disc. Thus your rim and your tire. However, for some reason, people thought it was a good idea to sit back, relax, and shovel out more money to get said DLC. And now, remember those scanners? That's the DLC, ladies and gentlemen, to now play that you already had. And that's fine and dandy if you're stupid. Because a lot of companies out there think you're stupid, and they're just going to keep doing these business practices. Because you remember, in every business, there's always that one company that's bold enough to keep doing it. But then, sure enough, more and more companies just hop on that bandwagon. And eventually, gaming might crash. And we don't want that, folks. We don't. And now, let's just say Street Fighter X Tekken recently came out. Half of those characters that are going to be DLC were finished. That's right, folks. That rim and tire, when they come out for DLC, you're going to buy it. And you're just going to contradict yourself because you wouldn't buy that rim and tire, but you are going to buy that DLC. Let's not kid ourselves, you know you are. But then when supercalifragilisticexpialidocious Street Fighter X Tekken comes around the corner, you're going to throw all that aside and buy the new, shiny Corvette with the same business practice, and you're just going to fall for it again and again and again, and it makes me sick to know that people are just going to keep falling for it. It hurts me. It really does. Look at my eyes. I don't know if that was sadness or madness or rage. I couldn't really figure out a proper emotion for that. But moving forward, I just have to say that's not how business should work. You cannot just disrespectfully slap your consumer across the face. Because eventually they will get sick enough and they will rise against you. Not like 300 rise, but just not buy your stuff anymore rise. Kind of like a boycott. But another thing, let's talk about another type of business practice. Let's say you got the same car, but it's a different scenario altogether, okay? Let's say you have something core, very core to what you're trying to get. Let's say the car again. Let's go back to the car example. However, this time you have all your rims, all your tires, and everything is 100%ly assembled, except for one part. You don't have an engine. That's right, folks. You don't have an engine. You don't have an engine at all. But for an extra $4,000, they can put an engine in your car, and then you can drive home safely in your new ride. Now, all in all, that would be dandy to drive home. However, would you shovel out an extra $4,000 if they were charging you full price for a car that should already have an engine? No, you wouldn't, because the engine is a very essential part to the car. However, you guys still go for the BioWare route, and you will still buy extra DLC for something that is core, like a story piece. I'm sorry, Mass Effect 3. You are a great, spectacular game, and big shout-outs to the game itself. But I have to pay more money just to get something that is key to the story? Oh, I'm sorry, the story. Who cares about the story these days? It's all about the multiplayer. I mean, the people who played Mass Effect 1... we love the story, right? Wait, we didn't care about the story. We just wanted some multiplayer. Mass Effect 3. You gave it. No. I should not have to pay more for something that is essential to the story. If it was just a bonus chapter, well then I'm all for it. Make it DLC, whoop-de-rah-rah-ree. But when it is something core, something essential, something that is needed to actually understand possible events in a Mass Effect 4, I shouldn't have to pay extra for that. I mean, how would you like it if you played your favorite video game, yet the climactic, big key, the key scene was DLC? Otherwise, you would not know what in the blue balls was going on in the next installment. Let's say one of the main characters gets killed off, but that was DLC, so you just play the next game and you're just like, oh, I guess my favorite character died. Oh. Yet you'll still complain when people get killed off screen in movies these days, so... more hypocrisy to be seen? Yes. Now, I'm not going to tell you what you should do, and I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave it up for all of you to decide. Are you going to just keep shoveling out money to these companies that don't deserve it? Because, let's just be honest. I could sit here and talk all day, but actions speak louder than words. And yes, that is a Picasso behind me. And if you got a Picasso in your house, you obviously know what you're talking about. But I'll leave that for you guys to decide. I'm the Black Prion, and I'm out.